Ozma In The Dark here. So, how is everyone? And by everyone, I mean the maybe one person watching, but whatever. I'm. Hey Shay. Yeah. So I am very upset with the ICE, and we'll get to the allegations in a short bit. Right now, I want to go over what makes it so easy for me to potentially believe the allegations being made against the ICE. So, let's start with all of the ways that the ICE have done terrible things. First off is the Office of Inspector General. Also, wait, did I say hey Shay? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just found out about the allegations and I was like, I'm pissed, so I'm just gonna fucking stream anyways. So in the Office of Inspector General basically broke down 4 ICE detainment facilities, which all were treating their detainees cruelly. Like every one of the 4 detention facilities. And I realize they can't just go around and inspect them all, but the fact that this is not the first time they have actually found major problems in the ICE facilities. Like, what was it? Rotting food, I know. Yeah, open packaged food. So you got rotting food, people getting locked up in excessively cruel places. So, lack of recreation, just a lot of things that were not good. Toiletry bag provided at intake and never replenished. That's really bad. So, I mean, you can read all of this. I mean, I linked the general stats below, or not stats, the general thing. The general thing. I linked a lot of the articles or whatnot that I'm using as sources below. So, this right here, massive amounts of corrective action should have been taken. And I have no reason to think that they have, because basically, it was I want to say there was like a 2014-2015 case, also by the Office of Inspector General about the exact same thing. I didn't provide the link for that for whatever reason. I mean, clearly listing 2011 laws. Basically a lot of problems. And obviously, that moves on to problem number 2. I suppose this might just be a lot of me ranting unnecessarily, but that, I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, there have been U.S. citizens. I know I found like a couple links. There's like tons of U.S. citizens who have been detained by the ICE, and if their paperwork or they don't happen to have a license on them or any number of things, they just risk deportation. U.S. American citizens risking deportation, including a Marine veteran. I don't know why sports is showing up here. But anyways, so, and this, like, they should care. The Republicans oftentimes talk about caring about U.S. veterans, but then why are Marine veterans okay to be detained by the ICE? Why is that an okay thing? Like, there's no good reason for it. So that's problem number 2. The fact that the IC, well, I mean, admittedly, detaining anyone, the awful things. I mean, that was problem number 1. Problem number 2, also bad. Then problem number 3. Basically, ICE officers, police officers, nobody should be driving a fucking truck into protesters. And yes, I know I haven't worked as well as I could with the against the ICE, because, you know, there's a lot of Jewish people, Jewish activists, against some of the concentration camp aspects of the ICE. You know, detaining people, not caring if you detain U.S. citizens. So it's clearly less about immigrants or people trying to immigrate to America being prevented from immigration for whatever reason, and more about detaining Hispanic people they think are Hispanic. So admittedly, this person did walk away, or did was kicked out of the ICE. The person who allegedly ran over some various activists, but I mean, oftentimes that's the worst that happens. It's like, that's not even an arrest for, you know, fuck, I forget the type of assault that would count as, but yeah, no, that's fucked up. And then there's all the children. So, I mean, obviously there's a lot of people know about the children in cages, but releasing kids and refusing to let their parents join them is separating families. So obviously, you know, the IC separating families, that's bad. That's really bad and fucked up. And obviously the losing track of that. There's 1,500 migrant children here. I know there's another 1,500, so it's about like 3,000 children that are just like flat out missing. Yeah, or at the very least, they didn't figure out whose children they were, and maybe they didn't even care. So there's that. So that's bad. Then one of the ICE captains having neo-Nazi links, which suggests the potential for more. Like, if someone that high up has neo-Nazi links, chances are there are more ICE people with neo-Nazi links. So that in itself is bad, and there's already been police officers. Like, the white supremacy links in police officers has been a really, really bad thing. And I'm just processing how short this might be, but that's okay. So, that is upsetting. And finally, I wake up to Twitter. And I hear about a whistleblower suggesting that there are mass hysterectomies of detainees. And the worst part is, with the neo-Nazi links, with the fact that they don't care as much, they don't seem to care as much if they're detaining immigrants or U.S. citizens. They just U.S. citizens can get caught in the crossfire, and they seem to be going after Hispanic and largely Hispanic and some black citizens. I know the there was an 18-month case. I couldn't find it right away because there's so much bad shit going on with the ICE that makes it hard to find every single goddamn thing. But yeah, so I don't know for sure if that information that the whistleblower gave is accurate. But with all this other shit, it's just hard not to be like, yeah, I would totally, that's a natural next step that gets made in this sort of shit. And fuck, I just realized I forgot about another thing I read. There was a detention thing where they're trying to get genetic information. Fuck. So I know the IC has tried to do DNA testing of migrants to determine, I don't know what the fuck they're trying to determine. If they're not white? I mean, that would be the likely situation, but although I can understand the it's not a guarantee when it comes to who's parenting children. Fuck, I could swear there's another reason for trying to DNA test. Trump administration to begin collecting DNA from detained immigrants. Plans to connect use and immigration. Yeah, so that's so fucked up to try to get the genetic information of like uh every immigrant. I guess it's not the first time, but that goes there's so much of this that goes along with the attitude of the fucking white supremacist attitude. Like, there is no good reason for any of this, and it's awful when like the most likely thing I can fucking think of is that they're trying to create a pure race or whatever, and the fact that that is a concern for me flies into why I think that it is possible that these hysterectomies have been happening, because they haven't. The ICE has never taken proper care of the detainees. Like, at the very least, not in the past, like, at least 5 to 10 years. So yeah, I don't like this. Sorry if it's a bit short. There wasn't like, I just really wanted to rant. So with that, unless someone has something else they want to say, I'm just gonna stop it here. I was just upset as fuck. I know this is from the this one's from The Verge, but the Trump administration one from January. There, yeah, there's other ones that seem to suggest that is for. Oh, okay. So, expanding its collection of DNA from immigrant detainees for federal criminal database. That's fucked up. But anyways, enough of that. I finished ranting sooner than I thought I would. And yeah, fuck it. I hope everyone has had a good day. I'm still really small, so it's a little bit harder for me to keep up the conversation. But, you know, anyone who's watched, thank you. You're awesome. And have a good one.